Alright, so we're going to dive into some blue-red control. The person that submitted this called this Ralzeric control. So we've got 3 copies of our boy Ral here. I'm super excited for this as a control list. Izzy the Mage, thank you for the 4-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Things of note / concern with this deck list that I want to keep track of. Yeah, actually, Pike said, so this deck is basically cold to a Carnage Tyrant. Other thoughts are, I'm not sure if Risk Factor belongs in this deck list because we don't really have a good way to pressure our opponent. And the other thing is, we don't have any Niv-Mizzets in the main, but we do have 2 in the sideboard. I'm interested to see how that plays out. In my experience, Niv's kind of a must-play, and I kind of like Niv, honestly, as a finisher more than Ral and Expansion. I think Ral's good to supplement Niv, but Niv's kind of been the peak finisher for me. Cold to Carnage Tyrant is another thing that could be very relevant. The Carnage Tyrant is basically a staple in every green-based deck in the format right now, and while you can occasionally race it with something like Niv, being cold to otherwise is kind of tough. Blue-red is probably the toughest color to deal with Carnage Tyrant in. Your options are limited to narrow things like Detection Tower plus burn spells to kill it, or alternatively, I think playing Crackling Drake in the main deck is a very reasonable way to attack Carnage Tyrant. Just like having an X4 that can trips that can often trade with Carnage Tyrant in combat is not unreasonable. It's basically just you have to trade with it inside of combat. So Crackling Drake is the best answer that we have access to in these colors for Carnage Tyrant. Honestly, I would not be surprised if we play some games and we end up concluding that we want the what's it called to be the risk factors to be Crackling Drakes. Oh, you can technically play Star of Extinction. That's true. Actually, the blue-red list I was working ended up having 1 to 2 stars on the board. Stars not unreasonable. I actually think stars pretty good in general against what's it called? It's pretty good in general against green-black, just because it clears all their planeswalkers too. What's going on, Skirt? Let's get Memorial in here. I'm looking for a good control deck in standard. What deck do I recommend? I really like the blue-black control deck right now. Okay, Deckmaster's working. That's good. So I'm actually streaming from my upstairs computer. Has Windows on it. So I'm actually streaming from Windows partition right now. We're gonna give out the Deckmaster compiled for Linux to try tomorrow. I move my microphone here because it's right next to the fans at the moment. Oop, it's not timeout. Expansion's not a bad draw. Expansion actually means we can copy their draw 2 here. It's working. It's the same overlay that everybody else uses, Pikes. So, do I want to plan to Chemister's Insight myself, or do I want to just, like, expansion copy theirs? I probably don't want to expansion copy theirs, because I have 7 cards in my hand, so I guess I just this resolve. Because if I expansion this, I'll have to discard a card. Is Stream Decker up there still too? It should list Stream Decker at the bottom and give you a slightly different Stream Decker overlay on screen, I believe. Evening, Brian. No, that's not true. You can copy anybody's spell. It just has to cost 4 mana or less. You don't see the Stream Decker. Well, that's annoying. Okay. Maybe I didn't understand how those integrations work together. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and play the Mountain here, and then Bidding Cannonade is pretty free to match up like this, so we'll go ahead and do that. We're gonna be here a while. Well, at any rate, if the Stream Decker's not up on screen, you can still type !deck in chat to get a link to the deck list. Thought not. It should be up there, though. Active. Set as component 1. Save. Is the Stream Decker there now? I just did a thing. Refresh. Anybody who's on desktop, refresh your browser for me and tell me if it... You gotta click it. Yeah, you should have to click. You have to click it to change it. Perfect. Yeah, I had to toggle a thing on. Sorry, it's my first time using the 2 extensions at once. I'm gonna go ahead and shock this in. Perfect. Sounds great. Yeah, my plan, my new plan is to, I'm gonna work a double on Wednesdays moving forward. So I'm gonna do my normal Wednesday stream during the morning, and then I'm gonna do a stream starting about now until about, I don't know, midnight, 1 a.m. or so. And then I'm gonna be taking Thursdays off. So that's my plan. Gives me, it's nice to have a little bit of a breakup in my own week. To have, actually I'm gonna cancel this. I think I just want a radical idea here. I'm gonna ditch this Essence Scatter. If they have creatures, they probably can't be countered anyway. It's probably like a main deck Miv if they have it. Yeah, the overlay is really sweet. I'm streaming from my Windows system upstairs right now, and hopefully, I believe someone was very kind to help me get the overlay to compile on Linux as well, so we should just have it in general now. Is the Stream Decker good on the left, or should I can control where the Stream Decker appears. Should it be on the left, or should it be on the right? I can position it where I want it to appear on the screen by default. It's harder to see on the left. Let me do that real quick. My extensions. Reposition as component 1. Save. Okay. I believe the Stream Decker should appear on the right now. Yeah, I'm streaming from my upstairs computer, which has Windows on it. I'm just gonna go ahead and strike their dome here. Honestly, just like playing the waiting game at this point. Just like trying to hit land drops, I think. I do believe I have Stream Decker set up, or Deckmaster set up to work on my system downstairs as well, though. So hopefully that'll be the case. Yeah, the Deckmaster extension is really A+, just like the future is now. Yeah, Whistle Moses is Arena. Thank you for the biddies. So they countered my thing. It's awkward that I only have 7 lands here. I guess if I cast this and they counterspell me, I can expansion their counterspell and counter them back. Yeah, Rail plus expansion might be good enough. It's also very possible it's just like I have 3 Ionize here and I just don't want to put them down. I'm gonna get like syncopated here and feel really bad. Did that work? That worked. Sweet. I have Fight with Fire to kill a Teferi next turn, potentially. Hey, Pertin Tangent, thank you for the 10-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed here. Chemister's Insight is excellent for me. They only have 4 mana available here. This Ralzark might just run away with the game. It's very, very good for me. I'm gonna get to untap with triple Ionize up. I mean, we were talking about unsure if like the risk factors made sense in this deck. Those risk factors about to be like really good, right? I guess, is it about to be really good? I guess the risk factor represents 8, and then this represents 6, so we could technically like put them to 1 here. G Normal, thank you for the 3-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Just keeping me employed here. Put my headphones on. We've got sounds for this game. Awesome, Armored Shoes. Hey, Draft Brew, thank you for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for shipping that this way this month. For those of you that are poking in and didn't see my updated schedule, this is going to be a regular stream here on Wednesday night starting about this time. There's a close button on the graveyard when you pop it up. And again, I don't have anything to do with that extension itself. I didn't write that, someone else did, so. Yeah, weird. You might have to refresh. Wow, so they shocked there. So shocking there actually means that I kind of have lethal. Because, like, I have 6, and then I have 8. I guess Fight with Fire technically deals 10 as well here. Huh. I guess in a world where I have, like, Fight with Fire in my deck, maybe these risk factors are secretly great.
Good aim.
We're actually just gonna, like, kick the Fight with Fire and kill them next turn, right? That was interesting. All right, so Scatter's out, Shock's out, Strokes are great, Negates are great. This is good, Ral's good, Niv's good. Cannonade is bad. Lightning Strike's probably bad. Medium-ish. Seems pretty reasonable. Yeah, I think so this is that was literally our first game we've played. We played with this deck, so I'm uncertain if risk factor is good or not. It's one of the things we're interested in finding out. So again, for those of you that might be new to the channel, this deck, like many decks that I play on the stream, is a viewer submitted deck list. So I haven't made any edits to this card. This is our deck. This is our first match playing it, so unsure of any of the card choices in here. We're going to try and get a feel for them as we play. That seems pretty clean. Leaving a couple of Lightning Strikes in my deck seems fine. They allow me to like finish off Rals or Tefris after they down tick. Seems pretty good. What does League Guildmage do? I'm unfamiliar with that card. I honestly am unsure that Niv in the sideboard is correct. Niv-Mizzet's a very powerful card that, like, even when it just dies to a Doomblade, it's often just like worthwhile because it draws a card when it dies to a Doomblade. Yeah, that I don't think that card's particularly constructed playable. It's like very expensive for the effects that are stapled onto it, and generally speaking, you don't want a card that dies to cheap removal in an archetype like this. Rutabaga, thank you for the 6-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Yeah, I'd be inclined to agree with Pikes. I think if you want a cheap threat to board in out of the sideboard, I would be inclined to try Archaeologist rather than that one. All right, well, we need a land drop here. Hopefully this resolves and helps us find it. Perfect. Spin the wheel. If we hit an untapped blue source next turn, we just get to like have Sabotage up and just like start curving nicely. Early search is fantastic in matchups like this. It's going to allow us to kind of propel ourselves through the land drops. Archaeologist is a 2/1 for 2 that you pay 5 to draw 2 cards. I'm not greedy. I want another land here, but I'm definitely like willing to keep this on top. They missed a land drop too, so just like we want to hit while they're missing for sure. Honestly, there's just like so many good control finishers now. I'm not sure that Archaeologist is really worth playing. Hitting land number 3 is pretty critical here. Nope, yeah, that one can we'll just take that one too. Hitting land number 4, also great. Ideally, I'd like to cast this Chemister Insight, but again, just like beggars not going to be choosers. Just like pretty happy to hit my 4th land drop here. Ral. That's probably a ditch. Just like want a land drop here. Perfect. And we've got, we had our 4th untapped land, so I'm gonna have to go ahead and Chemister inside at the end of turn, assuming they don't give us anything to sabotage here. Deals, LZ. Wow. All right, land, please. Get 2 more looks at land. Yeah, arena's fantastic. Yeah. The Deckmaster extension is very much a the future is now type thing. It's just like, wow, this is awesome. Yeah, like from a consumability standpoint, Arena's already more consumable than Magic Online, and then like I agree that Deckmaster's like ranks up to an 11. So I looked. The Deckmaster extension is open source Pikes, and I was looking at how it works. It's actually pretty clean how it works. There's an output log file where Arena dumps all of the information whenever you do anything, and then basically it just takes the list of cards that are being played during a game and like turns them into positions on the screen. It sends which cards are like in play, hand, etc. to Twitch, and then Twitch overlays it onto your screen. Is the standard GP this weekend, Maddie? Is that I saw a tweet about New Jersey. Is New Jersey this weekend? Yeah, it's really clean. And like obviously like Twitch has to have the technology to like overlay stuff over the game window, but yeah, exactly, Unbanned Twin. It's nice that they built that with, obviously, like, with other people in mind, basically. Yeah, that's exactly how the Hearthstone overlay works. Actually, it's funny, a lot of people I've interacted with are like, well, Hearthstone has an official API. Hearthstone doesn't actually have an official API. Hearthstone is actually just people scraping information from an output log file as well. It's the way Arena is set up with their stuff is actually identical to how Hearthstone works. Man, what am I ditching to this Chemister's Insight here? Am I ditching anything? I don't really want to discard to hand size, but I also like want to hit land drops. This Fight with Fire isn't doing anything for a while. No, I'm pretty sure I'm just like all in on these counter spells. It's possible I'm just supposed to like go to my turn and like look for lands with Azcanta here. To be fair, Eternal is a little card game that has to have things like that to try and bring themselves up to pace. Like Magic, you know, one of the reasons why Magic's existed for so long, even when we've had like bad standards that Magic Online is Magic Online, is in large part due to the fact that like Magic, and this is you know, scary to say, this is tempting fate, but Magic is arguably too big to fail, right? Like it's this thing where like the game is so huge. Do I just jam this? Do I just like jam this and let it get countered? I think I just jam this and let it get countered. It's like I'm gonna have to discard anyways. Like I kind of like my hand. It's like 5 cancels on a Disdainful Stroke. Yeah, I just like let this go. If they have 5th land, Planeswalker, Negate, I get punished here, but outside of that, we're in a pretty good spot. And honestly, even if they do that, depending on what Planeswalker it is, I can just Explosion to kill the Planeswalker next turn. I basically just want to hit every land drop between now and forever, and so long as they don't drop a Niv-Mizzet, we'll be okay with that. So don't land Planeswalker negate me. Just a Planeswalker deal. Dispel's not legal in this format, right? Evening Death Shadow. So basically anything that's not a land or a Niv-Mizzet, I'm probably going to surveil into the bin here.
You're good.
Yeah, Spell Pierce is legal, but Spell Pierce isn't a card that Control Decks generally play. So I get 2 more looks at a land here. Oh, that transforms. Gosh, that's so good. This Azcanta card. There might be something to this Azcanta card, chat. If this was on Magic Online, at this point I would just try and time my opponent out, but this is Magic Arena, so I have to actually try and win the game, which is like good and bad, right? Love me some 2-mana counter spells. The Stream Decker looks different because in order to have Stream Decker up at the same time as the, what's it called? It has to look different. I'm gonna go ahead and just stroke this, just like try and keep them off of lands. My hand is so good at this point that I just want to like use my cards to stop their cards whenever possible, I think. I agree that I prefer Stream Decker the way it looks other times, but I can't have it look that way and have the Deckmaster going. Yeah, we're kind of looking for a Niv. I don't know, like, even Ral's pretty good at this point. I am currently standing while I stream. I have a desk with motors in its legs, so it goes up and down while I stream. Let's not tap my Azcanta, please. Oh, you know what? I should Azcanta before I do this.
Don't make another move.
The chat text is the same level it always is. The FPS is the same as the FPS always is. I always find it funny when people make comments like that, just like, all these things are drastically different. It's like, actually, they're the same. Man, I tell you, could be that I'm used to looking. I'm just gonna go away. Like, it literally covers a small part of the lands, and like, there's literally an overlay where you can mouse over and like see what the lands are if for some reason you really care about the lands. Yeah, with Azcanta, we will eventually know the entire order of our deck here. So people that haven't seen Arena before here, you actually get to go back and look and see where the cards are that you put on the bottom of your deck here. Am I even activating Azcanta? I almost feel like my hand just can't get better, right? I think I'm just like starting my turn. I love it too. I feel like it's always the people who like don't contribute to my content that come in and like complain about things. It's just like, it's never a sub that pops up and just be like, this is terrible, this is a change. It's always someone that's just like, just wants to come in and complain. The animations are fantastic. Arena is quite good. The audio is off, good lord. Actually, my microphone was a little bit louder than it normally was this morning, so that was definitely a thing. Oh look, a Banefire that's going to quickly be lethal. It's actually just like lethal next turn, I think. Things are terrible. I hate change. What's going on, Beetle? Thanks for the support. Alright, are we done here? Yeah, God bless. It's like, didn't even need the Bane Fire, just like, had all these things, slowly dumpstered them. Yeah, that's an issue with the extension in whatever web browser you're using. Sometimes it's kind of particular, but again, the extension isn't something that I've written. It's just something that someone else made that I've added to my stream now. Sand seems great. It's got some stuff. If they're playing a control deck, we've got an expansion to counter a counter later. It's got a creature counter and some lightning strikes to keep, yeah, land drops are very important. Control mirrors are basically decided by who flinches first and who misses land drops, because generally speaking, in a control mirror, missing land drops means you're required to flinch first, otherwise you're gonna have to discard to hand size. Triple Cannonade, yep. Yeah, honestly, Carnage Shire is probably the biggest reason to not be straight blue-red. You need some kind of clean way to interact with that stuff. Hey, thank you, Forgotten Glory, with the $10 tip. I appreciate that. Needs more Grixis Dragons. Will do. Happy to get that bumped in the queue for you. Thanks for the support. So, also, the add-on isn't created by Wizards of the Coast. The add-on's being created by someone in their spare time. The add-on's also open source, so if you're someone who's into software stuff, you are welcome to contribute to the add-on on GitHub. Yeah, there's Star of Extinction. It's just, like, really expensive and slow. Star of Extinction is actually, it's probably worth playing, honestly. Nice, Warder. Oh, it's because of Stream Decker. That makes sense why multiple people having issues. That makes sense. Okay. Maybe I'll move the Stream Decker over. Where could I put the Stream Decker that it might be less annoying? Reposition. Yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna put it back. I'm gonna put it back on the left side. Might be a little bit more awkward, but hopefully that affects the graveyard thing better. Hey, Knights, thank you for the 6 month or the 14-month resubscription there. I appreciate that. Welcome back, Midnight Reaper. Gross. So this is tough. Like, I want to strike this, but at the same time, like, I think I'm going to risk factor here and just take another hit for 2. They're probably just going to take 4 here, which is, again, why risk factor is kind of awkward in this deck. Perfect. Look at that. We'll get this whole technology thing figured out. So, when they play the Midnight Reaper next turn, I'm going to get Fiery Cannonade and clean the board up, but they're going to have to draw 2 cards when I do that, which kind of sucks. If Star City had some standard events coming relatively near you, would you try to make an effort to get to those? Yeah, if standard's still good, I probably will. In fact, I think I might. SCG's actually having 1 standard open in the first half of next year. And I might actually fly to Dallas for that open. Been thinking about that. I think I'm gonna go, like I said, I don't play Magic for profit anymore, so like I can just set money on fire and go to a Grand Prix, right? So I think I might actually go to I'm going to go to GP Milwaukee. I actually found a group of people that are heading to that event that I'm gonna travel with, I think. 2/3 of the way to dealing with the Carnage Tyrant. No, Deckmaster has no configuration options like that. The Deckmaster just takes up the whole thing because they put stuff all over the screen. Oh, it's waiting on me. Oh, right. I keep forgetting it auto holds priority when I have expansion in my hand. Need to try and remember that. Sorry. Normally it doesn't ask you to resolve your spell, but I have an expansion in my hand, which means it auto holds priority. So they're going to draw 2 cards here, but I definitely can't leave 6 power in play. I have this Essence Scanner to like clean up the Golgari Fine Broker, so it depends on like what their leftovers are past that. You've been subbed somewhere between 6 and 9 months. How long exactly? You should be able to find somewhere in your Twitch settings, I believe. It's watchable Magic again. Hey, we did watchable Magic all day today too, because Moto had some downtime. Had a great viewer count today. I'm interested to see how our viewer count is this evening. We had a really good viewer count last week for Magic Arena, but Caleb also took the night off, so Caleb's streaming this evening, I believe. So I'm interested to see what my numbers are like while he's going on as well. No, there is no 9-month badge on Twitch. It's 1, 3, 6, 12, 24, and then at every year point after that. Why don't I use the full control mode using shift control? Because that, using full control mode, removes one of the hugest benefits of playing Magic Arena, which is that it's really fast. McCullough, thank you for the 6-month reset at the tier 2 level. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed here. Alright, so in response to this trigger, I'm going to Cannonade, kill both these dorks. My tier 2 swords, green white tokens will do. McCullough, thanks for the support. Sorry, resolve your thing. Not the same as Beat Monday. I'll have you know that I play enough reasonable decks on stream still that I don't actually give Magic Online money almost ever. I mostly break even there. I guess I just let this resolve and then Lightning Strike it. Chupa is probably going to get discarded, I imagine. Vivian, glad we held the Ionize. Yeah, I guess I just let this resolve 2, and they're going to have 2 4/3s. I'm actually going to go ahead and Lightning Strike this one, and then I'm going to go ahead and expansion my Lightning Strike and kill the other one. Just like zap zap. And then I have Ionize to clean this out. And then I need a way to generate card advantage myself, but you gotta have a good moment to sing. You gotta have a reason. You can't just sing for no reason. Come on now. Yeah, these risk factors are pretty bad. I think I'm probably gonna trim the risk factors after this match, and then probably add some Star of Extinction to the sideboard, so we can have a snowball's chance against Carnage Tyrant.
Most wounds
Zap.
can heal.
Yay. I was wondering about your take on sideboarding with Golgari against Jeskai control, specifically how many /trophy / contempt effects you would have in. I would assume you'd have no Chupacabras in, and I'd probably want to max on trophies, because trophy not only hits planeswalkers, but it also gives you the ability to hit things like Search for Azcanta, which is pretty potent and valuable. Kind Owl, thank you very much for the brand new Prime support. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch. Thanks for supporting mine this month with that. Bye-bye, Chuck. That's not Chuck, that's Ral. Ral needs a nickname. He looks like a cowboy, right? Kind of? An archer, maybe? He doesn't really look like a wizard. I guess I guess this is actually gonna be okay. Like, I've got this Fight with Fire here. So, like, if I hit them with this risk factor, this Fight with Fire is only 2 lands away from killing them, which is, like, interesting, right? It's, like, not nothing. Chuck and Larry go together. Have a Memorial to Folly. So this will get back Find Broker, which will get back Vivian. That's vomit-inducing. Ral looks like an off-brand Chad. Yep. We'll find out tonight, Marty. Yeah, if this risk factor had a text box, we'd be in a much better spot. They got back Memorial to Folly. I guess I'm complaining, and we're like an untapped land away from lethal here because we aided them. We just like 4-4'd and 2'd them. When is GP Milwaukee? GP Milwaukee is in 3 weeks. It's like the weekend before Thanksgiving. I was like, I'm hungry. I should get a snack. And then I remembered Past Jeff brought a god. Dang it. That's a Death Gourd Scavenger. It's going to gain them life.
What would you risk to beat me?
Come on.
Choose wisely, because the other one's going bye-bye.
Somebody call the police. There's about to be a robbery. Hadouken! It's good, clean living right there, chat. Good, clean living. Good, clean living. Yeah, maybe I should have killed the Death Gourd Scavenger. Can go either way on that one. I would believe you that kill the Death Gourd Scavenger was the correct play. But my play was also sweet. Oh, Captain, my Captain, all hail our Lord and Savior, Niv-Mizzet. Bump up the Grixis Dragons. Will do, Greystar. Thanks for the support. What am I cutting here? What's the trim? Yeah, the risk factor, like the risk factors like stole that game, but they're probably not actually very good, right? 65 cards, that's so many cards. I'm gonna bring in an extra scatter. I'm not trimming lands in my 25 land deck. Are we a burn deck? Kinda, like Growlin expansion kill them. I don't know. Some good clean living right there. Land. Ding. Ideally hit a land next turn so we can Chemister's Insight. Yeah, I think we're going to push the sideboard around a touch after this. I think we need an answer to Carnage Tyrant. I think Star of Extinction is like the only reasonable one. Yep. The rest is pretty good here. That is something. That is something, Marty. I don't know what, but it is certainly something. Man, why does green get a divination attached to a 2/1? What a tilt. Didn't draw a land, but I drew a no button.
Scars are lessons written in skin.
What's going on, Robo Snake Ape? Yeah, welcome. Wednesday nights being live are gonna be a regular thing here in Oaklandia moving forward. Started about 45 minutes ago, and we're gonna go for, I don't know, another 4 or 5, 6 hours or so. Let's see how far we get. That's a fine broker. Alright, let's get Vivian back. MTGO has a 25-minute clock for each player. Alright, are we dead? Kind of feels like I'm dead. I'm not sure that I can beat this. I think I just have to like play this rel and hope to like race them. Like without something like Star of Extinction to come in and clean things up here. Yeah, I think so, Pikes. The more I play, like, I think you need a way to like actually close the game out. We played a blue-red deck that had Crackling Drake in it early, and that felt like a decent direction to be going in. How close are we to Harry's with the beard? That's actually a really good question. I meant to check that too, so I think I could pull the dashboard up here. Oh, I'm not logged in on this computer. We had almost 50 this morning. You get a timeout, of course. Well, we have Niv. Niv doesn't really answer what the opponent has going on, though. Shave my head? No, we're not shaving the head. Did you buy packs to build your arena collection? Yep. Just opened. The most powerful magic card in arena is your credit card, because it can get you all the other cards. Pizza H, thank you very much for the 3-month resub. Welcome back, and thanks for the support. Just load it right on up there. Playing mono tempo before and after Ration, I've been seeing people play Jace, Cunning Castaway, here and there, and I'm not a huge fan. That card doesn't seem like it does much. I'm really not a fan of that card in general. We had some in the blue-black pirates deck that we tried initially, and it felt pretty lackluster. In my opinion, Arena is worth paying money for, which is why I gave them money. As if it wasn't worth paying money for. It's not 3-mana Curious Obsession, though, because Curious Obsession draws you a card, Jace loots. Yeah, it only draws one card, not one per creature. Yeah, it's pretty bad for me. If Jace drew one card per creature, it would be very, very good, and I would definitely recommend playing it. Oh, this Lava Coil is good, but I also need a land. I think I just leave it, because it's going to kill this Midnight Reaper and not let them draw a card. I'm not happy about this, but it's where we're at in our life. Someone asked how much did it cost for my mostly complete collection. I've put a little under $1,000 into Arena at this point. But I've also got a bunch of cards in my collection at this point that are definitely like more fringe cards because people have sent me, you know, deck requests to play things that are just like not tiered decks, right? I've put in 300 of almost every tier 1 deck. Yeah, I'd believe that. That sounds like a pretty reasonable metric / line. I think I'm just supposed to kill this Wild Growth Walker. I don't know. Like, I only have 3 power in play. Maybe I'm just supposed to hold up Scatter this turn. The fact that I like don't have a counter to a Vivian next turn really sucks. That is actually incredibly good for me because I would like a land and I have another Search for Azcanta in my hand. Don't Vivian read me, bro. We don't get Vivian here. We're getting Vivian, aren't we? Find Broker. That is beatable. Land here. We get Ralzeric into play. Perfect. Ral's gonna draw a couple of cards and soak up some damage. If we don't get Carney-Teed, we'll be in an okay spot here, probably. I can just send for another land here. The Chemister's Insight goes into my bin, so I can play that anyways. Ugh. Vomit. That's probably the game, honestly. Zap that. Yeah, honestly, the more I play this deck, the more I think Star of Extinction is probably just okay. Yeah, I like the opponent's line there a lot. Just like leave my thing in play. Yeah, Jade Light Wild Growth is like vomit inducing basically. It's very, very good. So I'm going to 1 here, which I think leaves me on no outs. Why would I run Jaya? Yeah, just dead. Yeah, as far as blue-red goes, where's my? I'm gonna cheat and look back at what past Jeff had here really quick. Do I have the deck in my editor still? I do actually. Look at that. Look at that. Past Jeff let this in the editor. So this is where I had closed my editor last time I had worked on this archetype. I think this is probably where I would want to come back to. So this is 10, 18 blue sources, believe I had a Star of Extinction in the sideboard. Yeah, I do have one star. Honestly, with how much blue-red's popped up, I kind of want a second star. Okay, I think I'd like to try... something like this rather than the burn-based cards just feel really clunky in a world, and this should probably just be another Niv because Niv is absurd. Having the kind of burn-based cards in a deck that can't actually kill people feels really kind of clunky and bad. Crackling Drake's a card that plays both offense and defense nicely. Yeah, I agree. You're soft to a lot of resolved permanents. So Blink of an Eye actually gives you a little bit of flexibility in that department, and like Crackling Drake and Niv-Mizzet in the main deck give you the ability to kind of ignore resolved permanents and just kill your opponent. So I think that feels pretty good. Let's go ahead and put this one on the stream decker, and then we'll play a game with this to see how this feels. Hopefully we can queue into green black and see if it feels any better. Update the stream decker here real quick. We'll be on our way. UR stands for blue-red. So in Magic, there are two colors that begin with B, both black and blue. So we use the letter U to represent blue as shorthand. I mean, it's kind of a new version of Retrace. The fact that it's any card is relevant, right? What's the next deck we're playing after this one? We're playing Green-Black Carnage Tyrant after this one. We're going to play one or two more matches with this configuration with Crackling Drake in the main, and then we're going to try out. We're going to play some green-black, a little bit bigger green-black that's trying to basically go over the top of the other green-black decks in the mirror. That one's on the menu tonight too as well, Greekaju. So there was a person that top 8'd the Standard Classic in Dallas over the weekend with blue-black operative. And then I've been playing it a little bit here and there, and then my buddy Matt is probably playing it at a team tournament coming up soon. So he's been working on it as well. We're gonna get to Grixis Phoenix tonight too, so I'm planning to play 4 or 5 decks this evening, I believe. I think I'm gonna do 4 at a minimum. It's gonna be another blue-red mirror match. This is a blue-red control mirror. Having Niv in my opener is just like fantastic. Resolves. Looks like an Izzet spells deck because of the opt. Yeah, I guess opt's kind of a giveaway that they're Izzet spells, huh? The fact that they are Izzet spells, that means I probably want to use this Field of Ruin proactively just to fix for blue mana. Niv also going to be good against Izzet spells. Very good in these spell-based matchups. Very, very good. You play opt in my control decks if I don't want. What do those things have to do with each other in this latest Gabriel Paints? I'm not sure I understand why having Blood Operative in your deck dictates whether or not you have opt in your deck. Is it spells or isn't it, chat? You know? What is love? Baby, don't hurt me no more. Yeah, but a lot of the white and red decks get to like be aggressive, which gives you some play outside of needing fixing. Okay, that makes sense. Hey, Drake is sweet. Do I want to jam Drake? I think so. Play my 04. When we played some Overwatch again, what's going on, Dak? I don't know, I need to talk. Christy and I think we're hanging out tomorrow night, so maybe tomorrow night would be a good Overwatch time. Can you just say my name? What's going on, Mike? Thanks for the 5-month resub. I appreciate that. That's fantastic, Jenna says. Stories like that are always great. What? Huh. They are... Huh. Okay. Interesting.
Decisions.
Yeah, the deck list that is linked under the stream and on the Stream Decker widget is the current deck list that I am playing at the moment. Did I just, like, double strike this? Or did I just, like, jam my own rail? I think I just jammed my own rail. Can you say Mike's name again, please? Let's go to Zazie. Thanks for the 3 months there. I appreciate that. Man, this Drake really does not want power. You have no power here, little Drake. No power. Yeah, Rail's voice acting is fantastic. Concur with that assessment.
Just want to peek. The weight is killing me.
Just want to peek. The weight is killing me. So I would have been cheeky and attacked the Ral for 0, but there's actually a downside to doing that if my opponent has Arclight Phoenix in their deck. So like it's not free to be cheeky there, so I shouldn't be cheeky. Because it was a 4-mana cantrip. That is the truth. The fact that I have Niv in my main and in my hand right now probably gives me a leg up here. You can't live your life in fear. I mean, I guess. Yeah, I've got the Deckmaster extension going. Hopefully we should have that moving forward now. So if I take this Sulfur Falls, it puts the Sabotage in my bin, which means if I strike the Ral, it goes to 4, and then I can attack it for 2. No, I'm gonna take the Sabotage because I need to double strike this anyways, right? Because I want to be able to kill it dead. I am currently standing, so the human body is not intended to sit for extremely long periods of time. So I do a lot of my streaming while standing. I do kind of split. I am sitting some of the time. So this is going to end up at 3, and this is going to end up at 4. So they are going to get to untap with the Ral here. Oh, if my Sinister Sabotage bins a spell, the Crackling Drake kills the Ral here. So hopefully we find that instant or sorcery on top of our deck. Spell. Ayo! Gosh, that's good. I already used Ral for the turn.
You're good. Not as good as me, but
That was a fantastic sequence for us.
come on. Breathe through it.
So I've got a Ral at 7. I've got Niv in my hand. I've got Drake on the board. And I feel like this is just such a good example of why Drake is fantastic. Like, Drake is a card that not only can play offense like this when we want it to be offensive, but it also gets to play defense against smaller creature decks. Yeah. I think, like, I'm really glad that we, like, shifted to having 4 Drakes in our deck and just, like, are immediately seeing a game where, like, having Drakes in our deck is fantastic for us. No, I think that's fine, Bob. I think, like, that's, like, a mostly filler card, so, like, tripping it seems reasonable. Does anybody... Has anyone been playing Magic long enough to remember Consecrated Sphinx Chicken?
Just want to peek. The weight is killing me.
Anybody remember playing that when that card was in Standard? When you, like, just two of you had Consecrated Sphinx out at once? Basically, double Niv is basically Consecrated Sphinx Chicken. Ah, the old Sinister Sabotage to Surveil 1. God bless us, everyone. Alright, I'm gonna Shrike their dome here because it gets another point on my Crackling Drake. B. So now they have to beat the Drake, they have to beat the Niv, they have to beat the Ral. Very, very dead. I'm gonna bring in some extra threats here. Whole bunch of extra threats, some counter spells. Trim these poopy pieces of removal. Wonder if there should be some fight with fires in my 75. My lack of fight with fires is probably a mistake because I need something that can like kill opposing Crackling Drakes and opposing Niv-Mizzets cleanly. So that's probably incorrect in this 75 that I have at the moment. I think there should probably be 2 fights in my sideboard at a minimum. I think all these Shivan Fires is probably overkill. You have any thoughts on why MTGO prices are crashing? Yeah, because there's a good standard format. So there's people that are like cashing out of modern cards to like turn into play standard on Magic Online. Because they don't want to put more money into Magic Online, but they want to play standard instead of playing Legacy and Modern. Yeah, I'm streaming from my Windows system right now, Brecken. Hopefully we'll have it on Linux moving forward as well. Someone helped me get it to compile, which is awesome. It looked like it was. Today sucked until I came here. What's going on, Brecken? Yeah, it's also very good against Lyra. I agree with that. So, I think this build with Drakes is good, but there should be some fight with fires in the sideboard. Not close. It's been... So, like, the current, like, price drop that's happening a little bit on Magic Online is something that often used to happen, but it's been so long since there was a good standard format. It's been a while since that happened. You just mouse over the game board, Gabriel Paints. Like, mouse over my lands, or my hand, or my opponent's lands. So, there's a really small sequencing thing here with my lands that I would like to point out. You'll notice that I shocked in Steam Vents on 2 here, rather than play Mountain without shocking. The reason for this sequencing decision is if I shock in the Steam Vents on turn 3, it telegraphs Sinister Sabotage. It like screams I have a 3-mana counterspell, right? Like my opponent can maybe infer that I likely have a 3-mana counterspell here, but it screams it from the rooftops if I shock in the land. Maybe try refreshing your browser, Gabriel Paints, or if you're not using Google Chrome, please throw away your current web browser that is a pile of garbage and install Google Chrome. What do I think about Nassif, like, in what context Nassif practicing Mono Blue? Nassif's a Pro Tour player, and anybody who plays on the Pro Tour that, like, also produces content, you should probably take anything they stream or say or do with a grain of salt, because generally a lot of those players prefer to conceal information rather than, like, leak info, basically. Because they put a higher value on PT secrecy rather than producing content. Thanks, Passive. I just like to talk. You know, it's easier. There's less. And we have some sweet sound effects because this is a Magic video game. But I'm very used to Magic Online, where if I'm not talking, things are just quiet. Land 6 and pass probably means they have 2 3-mana counterspells in their hand. I don't use Linux for privacy reasons, just like I'm not a vegetarian for health reasons, and I don't use Linux for privacy reasons. I use Linux because it works better for my workflow. I like Chrome because it just works well. It has the highest just works factor out of any web browser I've used. So how many lands do I have right now? I have 8 lands. So I think next turn I'll probably play the Crackling Drake, so I can have Drake plus Sabotage and Stroke up. Niv with counter up is also pretty good. You're not wrong. Yeah, I'm a vegetarian. I just really don't care for the taste of meat. Do I just like slam Niv next turn on 9? Maybe I just slam Niv on 9. Yeah, let's go. This card's so good. I'm currently summoning Chrome. It's a heck of a piece of software. Yep. Honestly, so like I tried Firefox when they changed their engine recently, and Firefox is functional. Most modern web browsers are very similar. The thing that actually made me stop using Firefox was that I forgot my Firefox login, and in order to reset my password for security reasons, they wanted to wipe out all of my stored bookmarks, passwords, and user data, which I get if you're really super paranoid from a security standpoint, but like I didn't want to lose all my information so I could reset my password that I didn't remember. So instead I just went back to using Google Chrome. Brave's like one of the like infinite Chrome skins, right? It's just like Chrome that's rebranded. I use very strong passwords on my accounts that matter. And on my accounts that don't matter, I just give them weak passwords because they don't matter. The idea that like every one of your accounts has like equal importance and needs to be very secure is stupid. Just like my account on like whatever random forum, it doesn't matter if it's secure or not. Who cares? Since I donated money, will you say my name? Other than that, put these towards Jeskai Angel so my hawks can get in sooner. Will do. Thanks for the bits, Mike. Man, streaming on 2 monitors really sucks. I need to get a 3rd screen for upstairs. I feel like some kind of peasant garbage. It's like 2 screens. What year is it? So I've got 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 mana. So I can double Crackling Drake plus hold a 2 mana counter here. Or I can single Crackling Drake and hold 2 mana counters. This standard format is gearing up to be the best format of Magic the Gathering I have ever played. And to set the bar low, I think it's better than Modern at the moment. Full stop blue balling us and say Michael J. Hawk's full name. God, you kids, you children, all of you. Why did I think I had 2 mana counters? Was I seeing things? I must have been seeing things. I definitely don't have 2 mana counters. Still, I can stroke this and then like Chemister's Insight here. What's my current favorite Magic format I've ever played? Probably original Return to Rav plus Innistrad. I really like that. Oh, I have a Negate over here. The Negate was hiding. I was like, I thought I was going insane. I was like, I could have sworn there was a Negate in my hand, but there were just so many cards, chat. I lost track, okay? It's like blue-red deck problems. There were so many cards, I forgot I had this Negate. It got buried over here on the left. I haven't played the Mono Blue Phoenix deck, so I don't really have an opinion on it. I like this build of blue-red a lot. I think it needs a couple of Fight with Fires in the sideboard, so let's do that. But I think the core of what we have going on here is very reasonable. I Maybe these Enigma Drakes just aren't necessary. I kind of wanted them for extra threat density. I'm just going to trim those. Let's just do this. Should we play one more with this? Let's play one more with this. I'm a sucker for a good blue-red deck. The nice thing about my evening streams is we don't have a hard cutoff, so I can run late tonight, like I think I plan to. Got a good viewer count. Thanks everybody for showing up. We got 853 people currently. It's not bad for being an hour in. I intentionally do not have a stream on Thursdays, so if I stay up till 2 or 3 a.m., I can just like sleep tomorrow morning. Good evening to everyone. I love all the names I've been seeing in chat, especially the sub names that aren't names I normally see. I really appreciate all the folks that watch stuff on YouTube and still poke in here to support me on Twitch. Thanks for that. You folks keep me employed, keep me doing what I do. Also, wasn't the last evening streams the one where Sav hosted you and Marty and I played Sub Santa? Sav hosted me on Sunday, so that wasn't this week. But we had a great viewer count last Wednesday because we had a great viewer count because Caleb was off, and Caleb's on tonight, and we still got almost 900 people here, which is great. Am I on the draw? Does anybody remember if I'm on the player of the draw? Does it tell me anywhere? Savitz. Yes, I should know that. Savitz. He's a member of the community, and I should learn to pronounce his name. I'm on the play. Definitely want to bottom that. Almost halfway to a sword. This is easily the best investment I've made in a long time. Keep it up. Thanks for the support. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me in play. We're gonna play another blue mirror. These matches, man, if there's this much control in paper, I like really want to play Pirates, because Pirates just gets like to eat up these control decks. It's so great. Just gobble gobble. Disinformation campaign. Rude. I think I'm gonna trade a land out here for a card. Like, I'm gonna draw 2 more cards next turn. It's like pretty good chance that that's okay. This matchup's probably hard for us if I had to venture a guess. Disinformation campaign's pretty brutal for these other control decks. I felt pretty favored from the blue-black operative side, honestly, too, which is another reason to lean into the blue-black operative deck. Do you know why you might like this standard more than Innistrad RTR standard? There's no Sphinx's Revelation in this format, so we got that going for it. Rev was kind of a rancid card last time it was in standard. The player bar with the turn phases will be lit up. Thank you. There's no Geist. Yeah, that's true. People who think Carnage Tyrant sucks, like, Geist of Saint Traft was way worse than Carnage Tyrant in basically every single way. Explosion is oh no! Oh no! I should have just let them take the insight and flashed it back. Poor Niv got erased. That was a mistake. Do they have land and replay this here? Yeah, we're getting buried. Yeah, Explosion's way different than Sphinx's Revelation, just because Explosion doesn't keep you alive. Like, Sphinx's Revelation was tedious because it kept the games going for forever. I should probably just concede here. Yeah, I'm just gonna move along. Aureliel, thank you very much for the Twitch Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for keeping me employed here. As far as standard goes, it doesn't prolong the game. Expansion Explosion ends the game, so in that aspect, it's infinitely better. It's like Sphinx's Revelation just like took things and dragged them way out, which sucked. Oh, you know what? Shock is something I want in my deck because they're gonna board in that stupid Drake card. Probably don't want Blink of an Eye. I'm gonna leave a Lightning Strike in because these can kill. Actually, I'm gonna bring a Shivan Fire in. I want to kill their Thief of Sanity. Only because people didn't concede. Yeah, I guess, Bob. I actually had thanks all my fun bucks. I appreciate you, Brazo Bucks. Thanks for using those to keep me employed here. Like, Sphinx's, for those that didn't play when Sphinx's Revelation was standard legal, if you've watched my modern content, Sphinx's Revelation in standard was a lot like killing people with Ipnu Rivulet out of Blue-Red Prison. It was that tedious. Any thoughts on Lava Coil on the sideboard for Phoenix and Green-Black? I'd prefer a timeout than a mention. Then mention a replacement. I don't know. Maybe Lava Coil could be okay. I think if you expected more green-black than mono-red, maybe you could swap the Shivan Fires. But I don't know that you really need that effect on top of Fight with Fire. That's fine. It's gonna get picked apart by Thought Erasures and Duresses anyways, so might as well keep it. It's got a bunch of threats and a Chemisters inside to draw some cards. Oh gosh, Nephalia Drown Yard. That was another card that was really bad. Like, people think Teferi's bad. Let me tell you about the card Nephalia Drown Yard. Nephalia Drown Yard, ladies and germs. Alright. God, this sucks. So, they're gonna, like, play Disinformation Campaign, and I'm gonna hate myself here for not holding up Syncopate. Oh, just a Blood Operative. Yeah, deal. Zap that one. Don't you say a single bad thing about the best. What's going on, Ken? It's been a while. I hope life's treating you all right, wherever you're at. Blood Operative. This is like a great Syncopate target, right? Because it exiles it forever. Untapped land. Ew. And then Rail finds me an untapped land for Niv-Mizzet. Niv-Mizzet.
Well, what would you risk to beat me?
Rail, you were supposed to find me an untapped land. I guess we get 2 more looks at an untapped land with Azcanta here. I like that Rail helps enable Azcanta too. Fills up the graveyard a little bit quicker. It's like good kind of combo there. I remember when Sphinx's Revelation in Standard, one of my buddies was playing Modern, or was playing the Standard tournament, and he drew himself out of the draw bracket. So this is 1, 2, 3. If I bin this, it's 4. Chemister's Insight is 5. So do I jam Niv here? Part of me wants to just jam Niv. I could Chemister's Insight, and then if I hit a shock, Ral can kill the Doom Whisperer. I could jam Niv and take a hit. Yeah, let's do that. Nah, there's too many team events, Ken. I'm really not a fan of team tournaments. Also, team tournaments make it feel like it's got to be really awkward to qualify for the Players' Championship. Like, ideally you'd want a team of people to play all the team tournaments with, but then, like, you're all going to have the same amount of points, basically. I attacked for 10, the opponent read for 10, I lost that game. Bub Grixis Dragons again, I got you. Thanks for the biddies. Boop, boop. Are we likely to see Rainbow Lich tonight? I don't think I'm going to get as far as to Rainbow Lich tonight. Nah, Keter lives on the West Coast, man. And, like, team events are rough. Like, not only do you have to run good, but, like, your teammates have to run good, too. It just doesn't feel good. Like, I dislike that my results make me responsible for my friend's success and vice versa. It just leads to a lot of feel-bad moments. Like, they have a good tournament and they don't get to top 8, or I have a good tournament and I don't get to top 8. Just, like, feels not amazing. This was maybe a worst-case scenario for us here. They get to throw Niv back in our hand and basically time walk us. Yeah, I definitely understand why SCG is doing them, but after like the novelty of playing in the SCG tournament or playing in team tournaments wore off, I just found myself not really caring for them. Like once in a while they were nice, but you know, like if you eat candy for every meal, candy stops tasting sweet eventually. It's a good draw. That means I can kill this Dream Eater, which is nice. I would love a backup rail. Oh, I can't kill this. I don't have a fourth red. Shh. 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 I don't have a fourth red. I got there. I figured it out. This standard format is one of the best Magic formats I've played in a very long time. Maybe ever, possibly ever. It's very, very good. And it definitely also goes hand in hand that like Arena is a great piece of software to get to play on. Moment of Craving. I was like, what does this attack mean? It means Moment of Craving. Alright, if they can't take Niv off the table here, they can. That's unfortunate. We could be dead here. Think they waited to open the arena beta because this format is good? Yeah, possibly. I lost a win-in for a top 8 of a GPT during standard because I allowed my opponent to cast Rev for white U rather than white UU. We realized it 4 turns later. Brutal. That's how the cookie crumbles sometimes, though. Details like that are important. So I'm at 6. They didn't take this Ral, so this Ral kills the Doom Whisperer. So let's start with this. Yeah, Christie's Reds all just went home for the evening. Lightning Strike. Neither of those are Lightning Strike. That's sad. Yes. I appreciate you asking, Arena, but I did in fact intend to play another Ral. Oh, this is game 2. You're right. There are not lightning strikes in my deck. Dream Eater is a reason to play strikes over my shocks and Shivan Fires. That's a good point. I forgot this was post-board. That's right. We lost game 1 pretty quickly.
What a weird track.
No, this is Magic Arena. This is Magic's newly released digital product. Are they attacking me? Attacking me seems good for me. Maybe.
Hey, Ugly, what's up?
Hey, Waif. You eating more of my frozen things?
No, you ate the only other good one.
I hate the only other good one.
Next time, can you just buy all good ones?
So I have Shock to deal with this Blood Operative, but at the same time, I probably need a second Shock to kill this since I boarded out my Lightning Strikes. From a technical point of view, how do I like Arena? Arena is very good software. I like it a lot.
Why'd you move that? Isn't it annoying when it's in front of the screen?
There is a fan right there in the computer. So I moved it so the microphone wasn't picking up the fan.
You could just use this one.
No. I didn't buy the $100 microphone to use the cheap headset microphone that we bought for $10.
It was more than $10.
Cold up here.
Alright, so I just like jam this other Ral again here. Yeah, seems good. Yes. 70's plenty. And then I think I want to activate Azcanta here to dig for more action rather than jam a Crackling Drake. Sure. Yeah, Ral doing his best Beacon Bolt impression. This Ral can kill a Galta. He's a big boy. Eldest Reborn. Yep, super glad I, Oh, that kills Ral. That's sad. I forgot that kills Planeswalkers. I was like, I'm glad I didn't play my Crackling Drake, and now I'm sad. Now I'm incredibly sad. Also incredibly sad I activated that Azcanta. Instead of flashing back up. Maybe I should just cast the draw spell. Maybe I have so many draw spells that I'm supposed to just cast the draw spell there. How about this Crackling Drake that's lethal? Can we give it up for the lethal Crackling Drake, chat? How do you feel about that one? Boop. Stroke. Nah, I want another threat. Yeah, gosh, Crackling Drake is so good. It's so good, chat. Just so incredibly good. I would like these lightning strikes to kill their stupid Dream Eaters. It's a little bit less resource efficient, but a little bit more damage. Can you quantify how good? 12 points of power good. As many points of power. It's like a can-tripping evasive Galta, chat. Yeah, that was definitely just like a quality game of Magic, right? I'm gonna keep this. Yeah, turn 2 negate, so if they don't have a discard spell and they just like have turn 3 disinformation campaign, I can negate them. Why would I ship this? It needs some lands, but like it's pretty good otherwise. Like you can't mulligan for better, like the Thoughtseize principle applies against this Duress Thought Erasure deck, right? Like, I have a couple of lands. Like, I can't mulligan for better spells because they're going to duress me and take my spells. Yeah, moving forward, we're going to have late night streams every Wednesday here in Hoaglandia.
Not next. Well, yeah, I guess you can next week.
How long do you think before this time we'll have big tourneys? I have no idea. I'm past the point in my life where I want big Magic tournaments to be a part of it. I just want to play sweet games of Magic. I just want to play sweet games of Magic the Gathering, chat. If I want to gamble, I'll go to a casino. It's basically where I'm at in my life. Can I just like play fun games of Magic when I'm at home? It's pretty good. Snap, crackle, pop. The fact that this thing draws a card is so absurd. It's so good. Why does it draw a card? Why does it draw a card? Maybe I'm supposed to Chemister's Insight here. It gives me a better chance of drawing. Fear the 1/4. Yes, yeah, I agree. If it didn't draw a card, it would not be playable. Yep. Alright, untapped land. Bury them with rail. Sadness. Sadness resolves. Good golly. Maybe I should have just been conservative and played the Search for Azcanta. Maybe I should have just been conservative and played the Search for Azcanta. I want to hold on to the Lightning Strike because they're almost at Dream Eater mana. They're gonna get one of my Drakes back here in a hot second too. So long, Chemister's Insight. No, I count spells in exile too, so it's not a Namba with Jumpstart, which is fantastic. I want to play this pre-combat because if they fight over this, my negate makes my discard or my Drakes better. Yeah, at least the Drakes are giving us something to do. That's very true. I'm gonna hold back one Drake here because if they get in with Blood Operative for free, it's the same as hitting them, so it doesn't really accomplish anything for me. Their Drakes are currently 3/4. Is Syncopate better there because of its short shelf life? Yeah, maybe. That's definitely a possibility. So this Duress probably makes... I guess they're probably taking Ral here, huh? There's a potential they could take Lightning Strike, I suppose. So this lets their Drake attack into mine. If they have a Vraska's Contempt, yeah, I'm probably pretty far behind now. Oh, their Drake is summoning sick. That makes a lot of sense. Duh. That feels bad, but it's necessary. Man, that feels rancid. I guess they're down to one card here. I definitely should have burned the Syncopate on their negate and had a negate here still. They're gonna like play out a piece of removal and I'm not gonna have a negate and I'm gonna die because of it. Yeah, that's the plan. The plan is trade Drake's Lightning Strike the Operative. Like, I have more cards in hand. Again, really wish I had a negate here instead of the stupid Syncopate. It's really bad sequencing on my part. Yep. So I could have negated this, which would deny them the Blood Operative. Yeah, I think the Pirate deck is very good. I have the Fire. I've been saying it feels good because it feels good. Opinion on Rail and standard Jeskai control. I think the first Rail is better than the fourth Teferi. Like, we played a 2 Ral, 3 Teferi split, and it felt pretty good. Getting both the boys out at the same time is pretty great. Oh. Forgot Azcanta was transforming this turn. Oh, God. Alright, we're dead. I think I messed this game up. We'd have been in a much better spot if I'd have held that negate. You can find the Pirates list, like most of my deck lists, on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Jeff Hoagland. Alternatively, you can go to my website, jeffhoagland.com, and click videos, and then there's a standard link at the top. So, blue-red control. This isn't necessary. This deck has controlling elements, but it's not a dedicated control deck. Basically, if you're not splashing white or... Why not Insight there? You can bolt Operative whenever, and he would not be able to bring it back. I don't know, because I didn't think about it. Sorry, to go back to my comment, and not talking about 5 turns ago. Crackling Drake is basically a necessity in this archetype, because if you're not splashing another color to deal with problem permanence, you need to have a way to actually kill them. You need to have a way to actually close the games out. And Crackling Drake, like, you know, in that second game against the blue black deck in that last match, we just killed them with a 12 power Crackling Drake, right? So like Drake really gives you that oomph to actually be able to kill them. All right, I actually have something new up on my site. I'm gonna link it here real quick because I think it's ready. It's mostly ready. We started adding standard decks to my website, and I believe this is good to go. Yeah, perfect. Here's a standard deck. I had someone that offered to put standard stuff on my website for me, so I'll put that public and formatted tomorrow probably, but that page looks good for now. Yeah, so blue-red. I mean, basically, if you want to play blue-red and you want to be kind of controlling, I think you need some oomph to actually kill them. So play some Crackling Drakes, play some Niv-Mizzets, but I don't think, like, just dirtling around with all Planeswalkers like you can in Jeskai control just isn't good enough when you don't have cards like Teferi or Cleansing Nova to actually clean up problem permanents. All right, what